I'm Mark, as a lot of you know and a lot of you don't. And I'll introduce on my screen, as it is from left to right, we've got Lana. Louise Good. Say hello, Lana. Lana.
Hi, sorry, I can unmute it then.
And on the next screen, we've got the world famous, the dropship demon herself, Oberon de Monet. And then we've got Richard Goddard. He's the ugly one in the middle. And then we've got Tom Holman.
Hiya.
Laura Hume can't make it because she's not very well and she's got a sick child, so unfortunately she can't make it. So best wishes to Laura and to Bella. So tonight's webinar is all about Christmas selling on eBay, and OB has done a lot of hard work in preparing a slideshow for us, so I think the best thing we can do at this point is pass over to OB, who's just...
You would when I've got a cup of tea in my hand, wouldn't you? So, yes, well, hello everybody. We're going to have a little bit of Christmas music in the background, I think. Christmas is, well, nearly upon us. This is my favourite song.
Christmas Eve and the drunks are...
Okay, enough of that. Yeah, it's my favourite Christmas song. It's awesome. It's so depressing. It's great. Yeah, so Christmas selling on eBay. Luckily, we've got some brilliant people lined up tonight to help us out, who have been, everybody on this panel tonight has been around for at least one Christmas, so they can attest to the craziness it is Christmas. Because if you think about it, you're trying to organise your own family's Christmas, and essentially you are organising other people's as well. Christmas on eBay, very big retail time. People are doing their shopping. You know, hands up who has shopped on for Christmas gifts online at least once. That'll be me. Yeah, I do all of it online, all of it, because I don't do crowds of people and I don't do Grimsby. I don't do crowds of people in Grimsby, definitely. So yeah, so we're all there. So Christmas, obviously, very important time. So we're going to get together. We've got together and we've got some information to help you survive Christmas, essentially. The goal is to make money and also survive with your account intact. If you can manage to make it through Christmas without a negative to your name, you have unlocked an achievement. So, without further ado, let's see if I can make this work. So, just let me know if you can see the screen, everybody, because we tried this and it worked. That doesn't mean it's actually going to work again. So hide that. Can everybody see the screen?
Yes, I got it.
Right, can you still see the screen?
Yes, indeed.
We made it work! Oh my goodness! Yes, we did. This is history, ladies and gentlemen. This never worked for me on a Hangout. So, welcome to eBay Festive Selling, the DSD Survival Guide. And it really is a survival guide, I'm afraid. We're going to get you through Christmas. We are going to get through Christmas together. No man or woman is going to be left behind. Let us kick Christmas in the face. Chuck Norris does approve this webinar, just in case you were wondering. So Christmas selling, is it really that scary? Well, yes it is. If you think about it, deliveries are slow and they're late. Demand is high and stocks, stocks can go out of stock so quickly. We're going to talk mainly about Amazon because that's the pro thing, but a lot of your elite suppliers as well will have very twitchy stock levels. Customers will lose their freaking minds at Christmas, and I am not kidding you. It's like a full moon and crazy time, letting out time at the crazy house, all put together. People will message you on Christmas Eve saying, if they order this today, can you get it to them by first thing in the morning? I'm not kidding, I've had that. It's bonkers. But if you're sensible, you can make a healthy profit. We don't want to scare you off Christmas selling, but obviously it's a very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a very sensitive time when it comes to your business. So, what should I sell? Now, these are some ideas I've come up with, and I'm sure the panel have got some other ideas as well. So, what should you sell at Christmas? Well, obviously, toys and games, naturally. Consider wrapping paper and tape. Consider doing bundles. So, you've got your wrapping paper, some tape, and maybe some scissors as well. Because think about your customers. You know, they don't want to go to 7 different places to get all these bits and bobs. If you can do a bundle, they'll buy it. Decorations, obviously. We got rid of all our decorations because we didn't think we were going to be here this Christmas. So we have to go out and rebuy them all. But think outside the box as well. So think cookware and bakeware and table settings. People are having very large gatherings, and you know, your normal 4-play settings ain't going to cut it. Think disposable tableware and disposable bakeware, because a lot of people use them this time of year. Think duvet sets and pillows, because people have got visitors, you know, Nana's come to stay, and you know, suddenly that ratty old duvet covered with Skylanders on it isn't really going to cut the mustard. So think outside the box. Think of what you're going to need, because other people are going to need it too. But also think storage solutions. People are going to be having a lot of extra stuff around. Where are they going to put it all? I'm already starting to buy storage for the kids because I know that they're going to get loads of stuff, not specifically from me, but they have a nana who seems to think that she should just empty Argos into their bedrooms. So you're going to need somewhere to put these things. How about you guys on the panel? What else have people sold well at Christmas that you wouldn't expect?
You've also got things like blow-up mattresses, camp beds, sort of temporary beds for people to stay over, bed settees, things like that.
What about you, Richard? What did you do well with last year?
Anything non-electrical, apart from the obvious things like did a few electric knives and that kind of thing, chop up turkey. You know, cutlery seems to go well. Again, that comes in with like tableware and that kind of thing. I did really well with that. So yeah, it's no mistake, really.
How about you, Tom? What did you sell?
Tom, you're muted, Tom.
Sorry. I sold a lot of sports stuff.
Oh, okay.
Which was very weird.
Odd.
Very weird.
Yeah.
But it sells, you know, and that's something we're going to cover later on, is that you shouldn't stop selling the stuff that you're selling now, because not everybody does Christmas. Not everybody, you know, people are still going to be buying, you know, plastic flamingos and mad, crazy things that, you know, maybe I sell, but maybe other people don't, you know, like ugly tableware. Yeah.
You can sell ugly tableware, to be honest. Yes.
Yeah, it's the moose hat. But yeah, so these are the sort of things. You should still stay away from electricals. I mean, you know, obviously Richard was talking about the electric knives and things. You know, you should still follow the DS training, i.e. electricals are going to cause you problems. But think of batteries and things. If you can get batteries out, you know, do bundles for those parents who are like, Christ on a bike, I did not realise this massive item needs batteries, and I now have a 6-year-old on Christmas morning bawling their eyes out. You know, make sure that, you know, you mention if batteries are included or not, because, you know, I know as a parent that's the one thing I do look for. So things like that.
And put it in a bundle, but batteries included for this price.
Yeah, bundles are brilliant at Christmas. You've got to think that you have got to add as much value to your customer. You know, your customer is busy. He or she does not want to go around 17 million shops. What you see on the TV is a lie, people. Nobody likes Christmas shopping. Nobody likes wandering around the brightly lit streets with a glass of mulled wine and all those little paper shopping bags that hold nothing. That is not the reality. We all know that.
I hate it, personally.
I am not a Christmas fan. I have children, but I'm not a Christmas fan.
Normally.
So,
only on eBay.
Yes, I'm a fan of people emptying their wallets into my bank account at Christmas. That's pretty much what I'm a fan of. And mulled wine. Mulled wine kind of saves it, really. But my best friend Em is like a complete freak about Christmas. She loves it. So like we're proper like, you know, she's proper like the elf, and she's like, oh my God, Squee, it's Christmas. And I'm sitting there like the Grinch, just going, this sucks so badly. When can we get January out the way? So we are going to tell you to stop selling early, and that sounds insane. Absolutely. When did you guys stop selling last year?
15th of December.
15th over here as well. 15th.
I think it was the 16th, I think.
You rebel, you.
I know.
Tom's the rebel.
I stopped when Obi told me to stop.
Which was rude. For God's sake, stop.
Another good seller is
Lana,
karaoke.
Stop, Lana, stop!
Lana, sorry, were you saying about another good seller?
Yeah, karaoke. Over 81 discs I sold last year.
Wow.
That's your fault. Karaoke is your fault. when Auntie Jean gets drunk on Christmas afternoon and demands that she gets to sing My Way over and over again, that's your fault. I'm going to put your email address on eBay. So yeah, we tell you to stop selling, and it's not because we want you to miss out on those juicy profits, because believe you me, you will be spending those profits on Valium. Selling, you know, if you sell right up until like 2 or 3 days before Christmas, you've got to think stock levels incredibly twitchy because nobody's getting deliveries. Deliveries themselves are late. UPS and Yodel delivery men, they have pretty much stock for Christmas. They could not care less. Apart from Rob, my UPS man, because he's awesome. But yeah, it's, you know, you've got to think about your supply chain. You are, unless you have the stuff in your house and you know that you can get it to the post office, or you know that UPS are coming and you are willing, and your customer is willing to get it on next day delivery, you know, a week before Christmas, fine. Do not drop ship 2 days before Christmas, because I will personally come round to your house and smack you. It's just stupid, and you deserve to get, you know, all the terrible things that will happen to your account if you will get emails from people going, you have spoilt Christmas for my children. So, you know, and we're not exaggerating. It gets absolutely bonkers. The last few days before Christmas goes absolutely. And I did, my first year, I didn't stop selling until like, I'd say about 5 days before Christmas, because I just could not take it anymore. It was bonkers. You know, you have a mini heart attack every time somebody orders, because you're just not sure if the stock's going to be there, if it's going to get there in time. It's not worth the stress.
And you can easily put your account. You can easily get lots and lots of defects on your account if you're running out of stock. Believe me, it's not worth risking your account.
It's not. What about you, Richard? Somebody's echoing. There we go.
What was that about? I missed that bit.
I'm saying, how did you find the last like week or so before Christmas last year on eBay?
I just switched it off, and I answered a few queries. People still message me like they do, see if I've got this, that, and the other. And I said, I'm really sorry, but completely sold out. We're not likely to get anything to you, you know, by the big day. What I would like to add as well is about electrical items. If you've sent something for a child that's electrical, and it doesn't work on Christmas Day, you're going to get a lot of negative feedback for that as well. So I can't emphasise enough, avoid electronic stuff, avoid it. Not worth the risk.
Brilliant tip there. How about you, Tom? What did you think about Christmas selling last year, you know, before the big day?
Yeah, it was just nuts, to be honest. Just nuts. I think, you know, this time last year I was on the same sort of webinars, and obviously it was my first Christmas last year, and I was just a bit like, oh, you're driving me mad with going on about Christmas all the time. But I don't think people actually realise how busy it actually gets until you actually live it.
Yeah, it's, you know, when we say we're preparing you for battle, it really is. It's crazy. In eBay land, this, you know, give it another 2 months, and you know, it's bonkers. You know, I expect to be getting a lot of messages after Christmas going, you know what, I thought you were talking out your ass, but to be honest with you, you were right. So, because I got that last year, I got a lot of people after Christmas going, you know what, I didn't believe you, and I wish I had. I wish I had put my store on holiday and run away to Bora Bora, because it went mad. But there's a couple of things you can do. If you have a store, you can set it to holiday, and that means that if customers order and you know, it pops up a thing to say that you are on holiday, that your store is closed, they can still order, but usually it will give them a lot of warnings, and it will bump your you tell it when you're back, so it will flash up to your customers that they probably won't get this item until X date. That is the safest way, because if you've got your store on holiday, you can't be given a defect. They will take it off. You can, if you don't have a store, then you know, don't worry. You can either stick all your prices up like bonkers amounts if you've got the listing limit, because it will stop people buying. And if they do buy, then if you've made an extra 1,700 quid on an item, you totally don't mind. You could bulk edit your listings, and big red message at the top, please note, we cannot guarantee any orders after X date. We cannot guarantee delivery in time for Christmas. And then bump your delivery times up to 14 days. So it will show on eBay it's not getting there before Christmas. Those are a couple of things that you can do to stop selling early. I personally would not bother taking down all your stuff, because you're only going to have to put it up again afterwards. If you've got a store, you can put it all to 0 quantity if it's on good till cancelled. Or like I said, if you don't have a store, you can bump your delivery times up, stick stupid amounts of prices on, to discourage people from selling. But I wouldn't personally take everything down, not as a wholesale thing, because you'll have wasted all those listing fees.
I know somebody last year, Obi, they put £2,000 on the price of one of their items and sold it.
I bet.
Absolute madness.
Yeah. It's people just lose their minds at Christmas. They
really do.
It's like some sort of like turkey and cracker induced madness. It's crazy.
Everyone wants this, and expense is no object. Crazy.
So what about you guys then? What did you do last year to stop selling? What did your stop selling look like?
Well, I didn't have a store last year, so I actually took down all my Christmassy stuff, like decorations and trees and whatnot. I unlisted those, and the stuff I wanted to keep on, I put the prices up to crazy amounts to stop people buying.
How about you, Richard? What did you do to stop selling?
I just went into holiday mode. Just wished everybody a happy Christmas. See you in January on the header. That's it. Seems to do the trick.
Brilliant. Tom?
I had a shop, so I shut it down and kept all my listings there. And I was the sad twat that was sitting on Christmas Day afternoon and readjusting everything, and I reopened my shop on Christmas Day.
Yeah, so when would you reopen then? That's a good question.
Pretty much as Christmas Day, I would say, is the earliest.
Yeah.
Got to agree with Tom, Christmas Day, because people do buy Christmas afternoon after dinner. So a lot of people will not watch the Queen's speech. They will sit on eBay and spend the money that they've had for Christmas. Absolutely.
Have we still got Lana? I can't see the screen at the moment. I can only see my own.
Lana's gone off. She did say she might have to disappear.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me know when she comes back on, because I can't see. How about you, Richard? When did you start reselling again?
Boxing Day. It depends on your circumstances, whether you do it Christmas Day, Boxing Day. Some people probably won't start till the day after Boxing Day. So it depends on the individual. But I happen to just choose Boxing Day because the Boxing Day sales are on TV. So somebody might see something on an advert, they'll say, hey, I'll look on eBay for that. You can get a lot of inspiration from TV adverts around that time.
That's a really good tip there, Richard. Really good. I'm the same. I look and see what I've got. I mean, for me, my children obviously last year we were in America, but I'm expecting this year my children probably won't be at home on Boxing Day. They'll go and visit my ex-husband's family. So I'll probably have a day to myself, and, I'll probably reopen then. You have a look and see when your suppliers are going to reopen as well, because it's all right making sales, but if they're not going to reopen for a week, you're kind of stuck. So do make sure that you keep an eye on. If you're using Amazon, obviously you're not going to have a problem. But if you're using some of the elite suppliers, just have a word with them, or keep an eye out on the website and just make sure that you're matching up with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
And I have heard that Boxing Day is actually the busiest day of the year on eBay.
Probably. I mean, let's face it, you've got nothing better to do with your time.
You've seen people have money for Christmas. It burns a hole in their pocket.
Yeah, you've seen the Muppet movie a million times. Nana's gone to sleep on the sofa. You can't go out. You can't do anything. There's no way I'm going near town on Boxing Day, because the next sale starts at ridiculous o'clock and town is just full of crazy women. So
absolutely.
I'm not going out anywhere.
So if they want to spend their money on eBay, I'm quite happy to take it. That's fine. I have my shop open.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, so that's stop selling early. When we say stop selling early, we do mean it. Round about the 15th tends to be when the post office say that they cannot guarantee Christmas deliveries. But keep an eye on, my advice will be to keep an eye on your suppliers, and when they say is their last day for guaranteed Christmas orders, that's when you stop. If it's one of your main suppliers, match them.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
So here are some top tips for saving your sanity over Christmas. Right, so you want to check your stock religiously at least twice a day. I know a lot of us don't do this as often as we should, but you've got to. In the month of December, you've got to check at least twice a day. Now, on my YouTube channel, I've got a video, and I'm happy to repost it. It's a video on how to use bookmarks, and I use that for my suppliers. So I'll save everything to a wish list and then bookmark that. And then I've only got to go through it, and I try and use as little suppliers as possible. So I've only got to do a quick scan down my Amazon shopping basket, for instance, and I can see if something's in or out.
Oberon, would you be kind enough to share that link to our dynamic group, please, darling?
Yeah, absolutely. It's on my YouTube channel. If anybody is subscribed to my YouTube channel, I think it's called the Oberon K, because I was still married at the time. So you'll see it because it's got me on my grinning mug on the front. I would pay attention to your suppliers' delivery times and post office notices. We've just mentioned that because if one of your suppliers has a major issue with their courier company, you've got to then be on it. You've got to realise that you are in business, so it's your responsibility to check these things. I know it's tempting, but it is still not okay to use Prime on Amazon at Christmas. I know it's tempting. You're thinking, but I've got guaranteed 2-day delivery on this. I can have it next day. Don't use Prime on Amazon for your business, because if they catch you, they will shut you down, and there is no coming back from that on Amazon. They're not like eBay where they'll go, oh, slap on the wrist, you naughty boy. Amazon will go, we're having your account, and you're lucky we're not having your firstborn as well. So
yeah, Amazon are strict.
They're harsh. As far as they're concerned, they are protecting their customers from you. So do not use Prime. I suppose if you had to, you could maybe have it sent to your own home, but then you've got the problem of getting it out on another courier. So but it's not okay to use Prime for business purposes on Amazon. Be prepared for customer questions, and be prepared for the fact that they will be stupid, and they will be pointless, and they will drive you nuts. Be prepared for this. I would have the eBay app on your phone if you don't already, and possibly, if you can work out how to do it, put your inventory spreadsheet on your phone as well. So if somebody comes through to you and says something about a price, you don't have to say, oh, I have to wait till I get home to check. It's just, so if you're wandering around yourself and not glued to your desk, you can still answer customer questions really quickly. And keep listing and tweaking your regular stuff like you do now, because not everybody's going to buy festive items. So, carry on tweaking every day, carry on following the training, finding new items, refreshing your list, take off stuff that's not selling, because there is life after Christmas, believe it or not. What about you guys? That was my list that I came up with. What about you?
Yeah, I can only go with that. There's nothing I can add to that.
Richard, you are a pretty good fount of knowledge. If somebody came to you and says, I'm thinking of selling it on eBay at Christmas, what would you say to them, apart from, be careful?
You like running your own business, because if you do that and break the advice we're giving you, you're not going to be on eBay after Christmas for very long, basically. Because obviously you're going to get negative feedback, all the things that you've said before and that we've added to that. It's just mad if we try and do that.
Yeah. How about you, Thomas?
Sorry. I think for me it's just a fact of make sure you switch off your shop or switch off your listings when on the 15th. And just don't leave it, to be honest. I know we've covered that already, but
no, it's important.
It is.
Brilliant.
Can I just add something about messages when people ask?
Yeah, go for it.
When somebody asks you a silly question on eBay, whatever it is, always answer them. If you don't answer customers, eBay's, so I've heard, will rank you lower on the searches.
I think for me it's just a fact of make sure you switch off your shop or switch off your listings when
who's got on record.
And just don't leave it, to be honest.
If you've got the YouTube channel, you need to, whoever needs to put the video. There we go. So, Richard, you were saying about messages.
Yeah, when I try to answer the question, always answer your customers on eBay, because if you don't, eBay search engine ranks you lower. And try and do it within 24 hours, but obviously as quick as possible. eBay like interaction with customers. When you do that, they rank you higher on search results. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true.
Yeah, it is important. On Amazon, you're ranked on how quickly you answer your customers, and it's shown in your back office how quickly you get back to them. eBay don't do that, but we know that they do monitor when you're replying to things. If somebody opens a case, reply to it. If somebody messages you, reply to it. Don't just leave it. So, post-Christmas period, you've eaten the turkey, Nana's snoring in the corner, the Queen has done her bit. So, what do you do? Well, spend some time with your family for a start. You've got to remember this is why you're doing this business, is, so you can have this freedom with you. You're not being. I remember one Christmas my ex-husband was, called back into work on Boxing Day. It felt like we didn't see him. So do spend some time with your family. Business isn't the be all and end all. We all get really excited about our DS businesses, but it's a thing, and people are people, and people rate higher than things. It starts Christmas Day. So once, we're going this Christmas. We're going to go and spend Christmas with my boyfriend's family, which is going to be great because Nana absolutely loves having the kids round the corner. She loves it. It's great. So we're going to go there. So Christmas that day, I'm probably not going to be around much till the evening, and even then, probably not a lot, because I tend to host a Christmas dinner in the evening for my friends who maybe don't have any family around here, or that just don't see their family. So we all get together and watch the Doctor Who special usually. But it starts Christmas Day, and don't, like Tom said, don't just switch your shop off and leave it. Make sure that you are still keeping an eye on things. But there is that weird dead zone between Christmas and New Year. It's not quite back to normal, but it's not holiday either, if you know what I mean. Sales will get a bit weird. They will be up and down. And stock levels with your suppliers will not be back to normal. So you've got to treat the post-Christmas period quite carefully. Me personally, I leave my shop on to maybe Boxing Day at least. But the post-Christmas period isn't just you can't breathe easy, but at the same time, there's no point going at it hammer and tongs, basically. What about you guys? What do you think about the post between Christmas and New Year? It all gets a bit weird, doesn't it?
Very. Yeah. Sorry, Tom, you got...
I think for me it was a case of I spent a lot of time getting listings prepared, and I kind of had them on standby, and kind of added them towards the beginning of the year rather than kind of listing them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's kind of what we're going to talk about, is what you should do in that period to get ahead for 2016. It is a very odd time of year, but if you use it properly, it can really set the tone for the rest of the year, to be honest. So as Tom said, he spent time sorting out his account, really, doing a bit of housekeeping. I use the time to goal set for the next year because I'm big on goals. And use that time, because if you're one of the people who have not got mad amount of listings up, so you're not getting huge amounts of sales just after Christmas, it's a really good time to have the time to go and get this housekeeping done, because otherwise it just doesn't get done. You can start listing things like the diet and fitness things that everybody's going to be, the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve, everybody suddenly is on a diet. So for at least, 3 hours. Start getting that thing. That's what I was doing last year. I started getting the listings together, and even if I wasn't listing, I was noting down things that I saw that I wanted to list. And it was things like, like Richard said about seeing things on the adverts. Don't just list the thing that you have seen, because obviously brand names we do tend to keep away from, especially as seen on TV things. But there's nothing stopping you from doing something similar, because somebody might not like that particular thing they've seen, but they want something similar. They might not like that fitness DVD that they've just seen advertised as they look at their great big huge porky gut. However, they might want something along the same vein. Storage for Christmas decorations. I was listing those because people are starting to get the Christmas decorations down, and You know, I don't know about you, but you can stick a load of balls in plastic balls in a bag. By next Christmas, you are going to have a bag full of little bits of glass confetti. So storage was, you know, that was what I was listing. And I use the time to tidy up my listings, sort my accounts out, which makes my accountant very happy. And just generally getting ahead for 2016, you know, getting the little bits done that you never seem to have the time to do. How about you guys? What did you do? Apart from stare at your gut thinking, oh my God.
Well, for a start, I've sort of done anything that mentions the word Christmas in the title, which I'm not a big fan of putting like Christmas. Maybe ideal as a gift, but sometimes you can't help yourself. Great Christmas idea. So anything with the word Christmas in, just take it off, because you're going to look rather silly else the next, you know, come April, you've still got something with the idea of Christmas on. So just get rid of all them.
Yeah, it's a good idea. How about you, Tom? What were you doing?
I was just kind of sorting out my account, really, to be honest with you. I kind of had a lot of down days, really, because obviously I'm kind of busy with other work as well. It's just nice to chill, really.
Yeah, I mean, you do need to take that time for yourself. Just don't take your eyes off your business. You know, it's a bit of a balancing act, to be honest. You know, people like us who own our own businesses, but it's worth it. So, yeah, take your downtime. Just don't take your eyes off your prize, and especially because next year we've got some big changes coming. So, protecting your account when things get weird. We touched on this, especially Richard touched on this about you need to protect that account because there is life after Christmas, and if you come out of Christmas with your account in tatters, you're going to spend the first quarter getting things back on track, whereas you could be using it getting ahead. Things will get weird. There's no two ways about it. Things are going to get funky at Christmas. First sniff of a problem, nip it in the bud. Offer the same service you would expect if you were a frazzled parent trying to get the last toy for your child at Christmas. I found last Christmas this helped so much. Don't let problems get to the point where they are a problem. If somebody is, you know, desperate to find out where this item is because it's a gift for Auntie Flo, get on, have a look at the tracking, find out where it is. If it means a quick call to DHL to see where exactly this item is, fine, do that. And maybe be a bit proactive. At Christmas, I tend to say to my customers when they order, I send them the tracking details, but I also say, please let me know if there is maybe an area that UPS can leave your item to make sure, or your item should be delivered around this time. If you're not going to be in, please make alternative arrangements. I mean, last year I just got stupid amounts of people who were complaining they hadn't received their items. The tracking said it had been delivered. It turns out the husband had taken it in and forgotten to tell them, you know, or, you know, a neighbour had it and, you know, maybe the kids had picked up the card or what have you. So, you know, make sure that you are treating your customers, you know, as well as you can, given the circumstances. And if you've got an item which you know is not sent out tracked, I would maybe take it off. Make sure that your items are all going to be tracked over Christmas because it just saves you so much hassle. If you've got any best offer or auction listings, because I know that I tell my team, you know, when things are getting a bit slow, pop up a few auctions, get your account zhuzhed up again, you know, with a bit of activity. Take those off. If you're one of these people who just leave on the best offer thing, I do it sometimes with my listings, mainly because I forget to take it off. My computer does weird things when it hangs a lot when I try and take off the best offer. So I was like, yeah, just leave it, it's fine. But take them off because you don't need the hassle, you don't need the extra work. So make sure that everything has got immediate payment required. You don't need to be opening cases on people. People are probably going to forget to pay for things. And you don't need the hassle of going back and forward to open cases if they're not paying for things. It just is one little thing that you can do to make your own life a little bit easier. Enable immediate payment required. You can do that on your listings. And then if they haven't got the money to buy for it straight there, they can't have it. It's as simple as that. And don't be afraid to get eBay involved. If you think something's going to go bad, because unfortunately there are buyers out there who will take advantage of the fact that you're probably rushed off your feet, and they will try things. They'll try it on, it's as simple as that. don't be afraid to get eBay involved if you know that this person is, maybe trying to get one over on you, or if you just are not confident enough about the policies. Get a hold of them. At Christmas, they too tend to draft in more sales staff, so, there's always somebody to answer a question. So don't be afraid to get them involved. Your account is worth more than a bit of a pride. You've got to make sure that you still have an account come January the 1st. How about you guys? What would you do to protect your account over Christmas? We'll try it off. Who's got to get eBay involved if you know that this person is, maybe trying to get one over on you, or if you just are not confident enough about. Somebody's got the YouTube. I hate hearing my own voice. Will you stop doing that? So, Tom, what do you do to protect your account over Christmas?
Just get back to people as soon as possible and kind of just try and stay on top of stuff as soon as it kind of comes in, deal with it straight away. Whereas, any other time of the year at the moment, it's a case of I'll go out, I'll do this, and I'll do that later. Whereas at Christmas, it's more of a case of when it comes in, deal with it straight away, and then just move on. But just make sure you organise and just keep on top of stuff.
Yeah, good tips there. Richard, how about you?
Richard's gone to sleep.
Sorry, I had trouble muting my mic. It wouldn't do it.
That's all right. Banging on the keyboard, going, let me in.
Same as what you guys have said, really. Just protecting your account, answering all your emails and messages from your customers. Make sure that they know you're on their side. Okay, that's important. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them that you try to track their item if it's not arrived. Ask them the usual questions. Ask them if as your daughter took it in, as your father took it in, as your neighbour got it. Tell them that your parcels are actually tracked with GPS. But when they're handed over, you can locate where they've been put, so you will get back to them. And if they can't locate them, you'll tell them exactly where they are, because that is possible. So just make sure that you're on their side.
Yeah. I mean, just treat your customers as if you would want to be treated if your parcel went missing just before Christmas. And if a refund's due, give the refund as soon as possible. Just little things like that we're going to make sure that you come out of Christmas with at least your account in good health, rather than, you might lose your top rated seller. Do not get attached to that over Christmas. But, at least you won't get your account shut down, which is the important thing.
Yeah, and I totally agree with everybody else. I think I always try, it's my own personal thing, that I will reply to questions within 3 hours. That's my personal goal. Over Christmas, I lower that to an hour.
Yeah, it's a good idea to just keep on top of those things.
Yeah, I think over Christmas, yeah, if you get any questions on items, reply within an hour. Reply as soon as you can.
Yeah.
So
yeah, pretty much backs up what Tom said there.
Yeah.
Can I just add, Obi? Something I've been doing.
I can't tell if
I'm back. I'm back. Something I've been doing lately is any customer that's contacted me with an issue, I've actually made a list in my spreadsheet and kept it at the bottom of my sales, so I know who's got what issue, and I know to contact them back and make sure that they've received it. Just follow up, really. So if you keep them in contact all the time, then they will be more likely to give you a positive feedback for contacting them than just leaving it another week before something happens.
Yeah. Now I'm going to, I know we're going to get questions about this, about the UK automation tool for DS. I am confident. I've been dealing with the developers that Hitesh has got on the job, and I'm confident that it will be up by Christmas. Then, if it's up by Christmas, please do not treat it like God. It isn't going to be. It's not. It's going to be a tool. It's not the be all and end all. If you are using the automation tools, I use the automation tools in the States and they're working fine. However, I still like to retain control of my own business. I still check myself. Just because you cannot leave the running of a business to a computer, it's as simple as that. So just to preempt the questions that we're probably going to get, which will be, when's the UK automation tool coming? It's going to be ready as soon as it's ready. which I'm confident is going to be before Christmas, because every time that we get a bug report, it's going through and they are trying to deal with it as best they can. Bearing in mind Hitesh has been in the hospital for 2 weeks, so we're trying to get it sorted out, and I'm confident it's going to be there before Christmas. I think we're nearly there with it now. It is working for majority of people, but if you are getting issues with it, do let me know. But if you are going to use it over Christmas, do not treat it as something that's going to help you, not something that's going to run your business for you. Okay, keep an eye on your own stock levels. If the auto ordering is going to be ready in time for Christmas, then again, just keep an eye on it. Just check it. If you had a factory, you wouldn't just set the machinery running and then close the door and bugger off to Starbucks. You're there keeping an eye on things. So do the same with the automation software. Do the same with the tracking management software as well. It's there to do its job, but that doesn't mean it needs to be left unattended. Okay? Right, so going forward to 2016, I know it's crazy that, it's like that's not long away now. It didn't seem 2 minutes that I was, with my cousin in Florida welcoming in 2015. My cousin's husband he's a paramedic, and he just made it back to the house in time. He walked in literally like 3 seconds before 2015 clicked in. It was brilliant, but it's not going to be far away. Whether or not you're going to be in London to watch what's going on in London or the ball dropping in New York or City Bridge, big things are going to be happening in 2016. DSD is changing quite considerably. You'll have been seeing bits and bobs coming out. We've got the Orlando event at the end of this month. I'm disappointed to think that I'm going to be the only one going this year to the Orlando event. So if you are planning on going, pipe up, because otherwise I'm going to be on that plane all by myself. It would be nice if somebody else was there to bring tea bags as well, because otherwise my suitcase is like 2 pairs of pants and half a metric ton of tea bags.
It needs more than one person to throw tea bags at Hitesh.
Exactly. He does like it.
Yeah.
It'd be great. We could just stroll into the event and go, "Hello, the Brits coming. We're here to talk about the back taxes."
Unfortunately, I can't go because I look after my grandson full time, and I just cannot go. I would love to go.
But
if anybody is going, please get in touch with Obi, because go with Obi. Great.
I'm saying it's going to be an easy ride, but it'll be fun.
It won't be an easy ride with Obi, no. But, yeah.
But in 2016, there's going to be a lot of changes on both sides of the business. Okay, we've got big announcements coming at the Orlando event, which obviously I will be keeping the UK updated. So if you don't manage to get to it, I will be updating you. But there's nothing like being there live. You've still got time to bag yourself a ticket. I managed to find my flights. I've sorted my flights out. Even now you can still get cheap flights. So crack on. Big things are coming from them, so that is something very important to work into your Christmas planning, because whatever happens at the Orlando event, you'll know about, obviously, by Christmas, and then you can work it forward into whatever's going to happen with you in 2016. 2016, after the festive period, eBay are changing their look, and they are going to change the way the metrics are calculated. This has been discussed in the selling updates, but if you haven't noticed it, or if it's something that you don't bother reading, it's about time you did.
Yeah.
eBay are changing the seller hub, so it's not going to look like that, and hopefully it's not going to look like that bloody awful selling manager either. It's going to be a lot more cleaner. There's more tools, so you can see where your business is. Me and Manda saw a sneak peek of it when we went to the eBay seller event last month, and it's very slick, and there's loads of tools to tell you where your sales are coming from, what sort of things are selling best. They're really starting to back us up a bit. But they're also changing the way metrics are calculated. So from now, after Christmas, a negative feedback from a customer does not hit your account. There's only 2 things that they look at after Christmas, and that is, did the item get to the customer on time? Was the item what was ordered? There you go, job done. That's it. That's all they're going to be looking at. Obviously, customers can still leave feedback, and people can read it, but it's not going to hit your account. It won't damage your account because it's subjective. You could have given the best customer service possible. Your customer could have been having a mad 5 minutes, just having a really bad day, and you got the brunt of it. So they're changing the way that things are doing. That's happening right after Christmas. So that is something to look forward to in 2016, something to work into your goal setting. It's going to be a hell of a lot easier and less nerve-wracking to sell on eBay. Simple as.
Absolutely, they will be protecting the seller a lot more.
Yeah. You should be planning ahead for the May event. Now, we've had the main DSD event in the last weekend of May for the last 2 years. I don't think that's going to be changing. So guess what? This is your warning that that is going to happen. So start putting some money away. If you can't make the Orlando event, then make the next one. We don't know where it's going to be, but prices from the UK to the US are pretty much the same, whether you go to the East Coast or the West Coast. So start putting some money away for it. Start investing in it. Because if you can't get to this event, but now you're being given a heads up that you know about the next event, and you don't get there, now that's a choice. You know, you can't blame anything else. So start taking some money out of your business, putting it in a savings account for the events. Make next year better than last year. You know, 2015 was a really good year for DS. It was a really good year for us on eBay. I think Hitesh said something like DS members did something like $2 billion on Amazon and eBay. You know, we are not a small thing. You know, 2016 is the year that DS is going to hit the UK, and you know, we need to drive that forward really. And just remember, you're not in competition with anybody other than yourself. Please, for the love of kittens, don't look at somebody like Sean Agnew or Kenya or Matt McCormick, who posts up mad numbers, because these guys are not you. They're not in your situation, and you're not in theirs either. You know, I'm not saying that they've got access to secret knowledge, because they don't. Everybody shares, which is great, but you are not in the same position as me or Lana or Tom. You know, your business isn't geared up the same way that ours is. Mine isn't geared up the same way as Richard's is. So you can't compete, because it's not a level playing field in that respect. So please don't put yourself into the situation where you're comparing yourself to other DS members and thinking, well, I should be doing better. I've fallen into that trap myself, and it really upset me, because I'm thinking, you know, I should be doing better. I should be doing Kenya's figures. Yeah, but I'm not Kenya. For a start, I'm several tons heftier, and I don't have her sense of style. That woman has amazing hair. I am not kidding. She has amazing hair. I cannot even hope to have hair like Kenya.
I see Kenya at 3 o'clock in the morning, and she looks gorgeous.
Oh my goodness, she does. And she, you know, she's the same. You know, we went out at the Vegas event. Here's another tip, by the way, guys. If you are going to an event, do not go drinking with the Dream Team boys, because a pint turns into shots, which turns into getting into bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's not happy times. So, but yeah, don't put yourself with other people. Your month, just do it to yourself. So your month, this month, make it a better month next month, and a better month the month after. Never mind what Matt McCormick's doing. Who cares? Well, who cares? Yes, we all care, because we'd all like those numbers. But at the end of the day, what Sean Agnew is doing is what Sean Agnew is doing. It's not what you're doing. Okay, so please don't get into that trap of saying, right, 2016, I'm going to go from making £5 profit a week to £50 million profit a week. And, you know, if you're not able to put in the work. Because these guys, I've met these guys, and I know the work they've put in to put those numbers up. You know, they're not just sitting back, you know, putting up 5 listings here or there. They're treating it like a business. You know, they're driving it forward. They're reinvesting in their businesses. They're working bloody hard. So please don't put yourself in competition with anybody else other than yourself. If you take anything from this webinar tonight, hopefully that's it. Anybody got anything to add for 2016, apart from the fact that it's going to be bloody awesome?
My favourite thing is my aim is not to be better than anybody else. My aim is to be better than I was. So month on month, week on week, I improve myself. So I don't care what anybody else is doing.
There you go. How about you, Richard? I mean, you're doing pretty well in DS.
Yeah, the only competition I've got is me, but I do get inspiration from seeing these figures that do go up. I mean, I saw somebody that's had £100,000 worth of sales, and I'm like, wow, that is so achievable, but it takes time. As long as I can improve myself, week in, week out, month in, month out, but like what Mark said, then I'm happy. You know, £50, it can give you a nice time. You wouldn't have that without DSD.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that came out. I mean, I was at a charity event last night, and it was something that struck me that, do you know what? A lot of what goes on with DS, we see the big numbers, and yeah, they're brilliant. We see the big novelty checks, and they're not as fun as you might think. You wanted to have heard how Matt was standing there scratching his head, going, "How the hell am I going to get this thing home?" It throws up its own challenges. But what struck me, and it was something I took from this charity night, was that things like DS are, yes, we all like the big numbers, but at the end of the day, it's about that extra 50 quid. It's about paying the bills. It's about making sure the mortgage is paid. It's about making sure the kids have got access to, that you can afford the swimming lessons. The big numbers are great, but at the end of the day, it's the smaller things that really make a difference. This DS business, for some people I know, has been the difference between sinking and swimming.
Yeah.
So, the big numbers are great, and please don't dream small, but don't take for granted the fact that, if you're making an extra 50 quid a week, that is an extra 50 quid a week you did not have, and that could be the difference between, that's a grocery shop. The charity event I went to last night was in support of a local food bank, and you think about people going hungry, and you think that's a third world thing, that's a big city thing. Yeah. No, that's a Grimsby thing. This small town. It's a small town, and you don't think of it being on your own doorstep. But you know what? And it's something that the lady that organised it, Josie said. She said sometimes, 50 quid, one paycheck is the difference between being all right, losing everything. You're only ever 2 paychecks away from homelessness.
Wow, Obi, that's strong.
I know I'm sort of bringing the tone down here, but I want people to remember that while in 2016 you might have put on your goal list that you want to do the same numbers that Matt McCormick does, but don't take for granted the fact that you are able to put food on the table, pay your bills, make a car payment. The smaller things. If you can improve those week on week, month on month, then you are going the right direction, and those big numbers are going to come.
Yeah, agree. Totally agree.
So somebody cheer things up a bit, because I've just completely depressed everybody.
You really have now. I'm going to cry.
I just wanted to make sure that, while we all get really judged up about the big numbers, don't forget the smaller things. Have you done your listings today? Have you made a profit? Do you even know if you've made a profit? Get those accounts sorted out.
Richard, you've had an amazing day today, mate. You had 10 sales by lunchtime. Tell us about it.
Hang on, Jess. Still on this.
Well, I basically did a lot of activity on my account. I changed a few prices around, made them sort of like a better percentage on some went up a bit as well. eBay loves activity, but I didn't realise it loved it that much. I was quite gobsmacked myself, to be honest with you. 10 sales within like 2 hours. I made all different items as well. Phenomenal.
That's brilliant. That's really good. 10 sales before lunch. That's brilliant.
It really is. Yeah, I'm impressed.
How about you, Lana? You've been doing quite well recently.
Yeah, I'm really shocked with everything, really. Like you say, the difference it can make to a normal person's life. I got made redundant in December last year, and DSD has just been perfect for me. It's just been making up that extra for us to pay our bills, and that's, at the end of the day, is what people want. People like us, we want. But seeing those big figures as well goes to show that there isn't a limit ever to any of this. You can do what you want depending on what you put into it, and that is the fantastic thing. You run it to how you want to live, and I think that's why I just love it so much. And yeah, sales are going well. They've definitely picked up, definitely. So
Yeah.
Bring on Christmas.
How about you, Tom? You're doing pretty well at the moment.
Yeah, no, I took my eye off the ball a couple of weeks ago, but now I'm now kind of picking it back up again and running with it, and I know how big Christmas is, and so yeah, my goal for 2016 is to quit my full-time job.
Yay!
And yeah, and just do it full-time, really. But we will have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're behind you with that, Tom. We're behind you fully with that.
Yeah.
So, should we open up some Q&A then, seeing as I've depressed everybody?
I've got I must apologise for the feedback earlier. It was me because I opened up the Q&A, but I didn't pause the YouTube video, so I do apologise. But there was a message on there from David Reed that says,
Hello, David.
I work for UPS and we are expecting Boxing Day to be one of the busiest shopping days ever.
There you go. Now that's come from David, was it? David Reed?
David Reed.
Should we open up some Q&A then, seeing as I've depressed everybody?
Yeah, UPS.
Make it stop!
I apologise for the feedback earlier. It was me because I
Make
opened
it
up
stop,
the,
Mark!
I know, I'm trying to. I can't. Just refresh the page to get more questions.
Oh, right. Well, have your finger over the pause button. I cannot bear the sound of my own voice.
I can't bear the sound of mine. I sound awful. I'm a Brummie. Come on.
That is true. At least I've not got a Brummie accent. Yeah, I mean, but you do realise, David, you have to change your name to Rob because every UPS man is called Rob. That's the rule. My UPS man, well, he was Rob. He was the best UPS man in the world, and he's left for bigger, better things. But my new one, he's also called Rob. He says his name is Richard, but I know he's Rob. So yeah, there you go. We've got it there, straight from a UPS Rob /
David Reed. Yeah, Boxing Day is the busiest day.
Thanks for that, Dave.
So prepare when you close up shop on the 15th of December, and please do close shop. Don't be tempted, but don't just think, oh great, I can have 2 weeks off now. Don't. Adjust your eBay account. Start researching for what you're going to put on for after Christmas. Do your homework and be ready because Boxing Day will be phenomenal.
We got any other questions coming in? I can't see the screen at all because obviously I've got the presentation up. So.
I've got 2 questions that have come in on my phone.
Okay.
The first one is regards to bundles. Obviously, last year, Amazon's minimum spend for free delivery was £10.
Yeah.
However, obviously this year is now £20. How would you go about kind of putting together scissors, wrapping paper, and sellotape, and kind of incorporating the £20 minimum spend?
Well, I would say, whose question is that, by the way?
That's come through from Luke Stocks.
Hey, Luke. Yeah.
Luke, how are you, mate?
That's a brilliant question. Me personally, I would. In the training, we're told to use the free delivery just because for somebody new in the business, it takes away the muddle that you can get into if you forget to put on the delivery charge kind of thing. But if it's smaller items like that, but you know you're going to be able to sell them because they're a good bundle, I would make sure that you've added in the postage charge and then just build that into your price. And then, but still then offer free delivery on eBay. Like I said, the training says the free delivery, but that's mainly just to remove an additional complication for people who are just starting out. So, you know, Luke's got a brain in his head, so I'm sure he can manage to put the postage in. So that's, but again, if you're doing bundles off Amazon, do make sure that you keep an eye on all the elements of your bundle. And
be careful what you're listing because of eBay's restrictions.
Yeah, scissors might be a bit funny. I put that in as an example. Please don't put
knives, things like that, you're not allowed to list.
Yeah, I give scissors as an example, but, you know, obviously, caveat, you know, warning, do go and check first. About you, Richard?
Yeah, on the delivery option, I've got an item that I sell which costs like £11 from Amazon. So I've added the postage on, and it does sell quite well, even with that added expense of the postage. I still get free delivery on eBay. And don't be afraid to go for things under £20. Like you said, Obi, it's just for the newcomers that we don't want to confuse with things like that.
Yeah. Lana, you got anything to add on bundles? I know, you know, you're pretty good with bundles on Amazon.
No, not really, just what you've said, you know, just get interested in things, different things, things people haven't thought about, like extra ribbons, they're always really cheap. Yeah, just agree with what you guys said, really.
Worst case scenario, I mean, yes, we are drop shippers, but worst case scenario, bob down to your pound shop, put it together, stick it in an envelope and send it out yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not strictly drop shipping, but, you know, it's an option.
But it gets your money, it gets your sales.
Tom, have we got anything else coming through from Luke, or is that just it? From Luke?
In regards to the tracking, if you're buying stuff from Amazon, how would you know that it's going to be tracked?
Unfortunately, you don't. It tends to be more on the. I've noticed they don't tend to track the cheaper items. Scenario. I mean, they don't tend to track the cheaper items. But if it's an item you've sold before, then you'll know if it's tracked or not.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's no way to tell beforehand. Amazon do tend to track most of the stuff that they send if it's sold by Amazon. If it's by a third-party seller. Was that a cha-ching from somebody?
Yeah, sorry.
That's awesome.
Awesome, fantastic. I thought it was another one for Richard. I thought, no, he can't have any more today.
It was a Christmas garland.
Yay! See, people are already starting to buy Christmas. As soon as you put down this webinar, go list Christmassy things now, quick.
Absolutely right. You should have Christmas stuff on already. It should have been on before now.
Yeah, well, you know, there you are. It is what it is. Richard, what do you reckon about tracking then?
At the end of the day, I have sent things without. I've going to about the Poundland things. I have actually done that myself and sent things out from Poundland without tracking. And to be honest with you, it's not really an issue because the items are so cheap on eBay that people aren't going to pretend they haven't got it, so you don't need tracking so much. And if somebody hasn't got it, it's a quid, isn't it, or two at the end of the day. That's what I think.
Yeah, you shouldn't get too hung up on tracking. If it's an expensive item, then it should be tracked anyway.
Quite right. Quite
but
right.
Obviously, if there is tracking, make sure you pass it to your customer. Don't get lazy and complacent with not passing the tracking on.
Yeah.
Lana, you got anything to add on tracking?
Sorry, I had to leave the room then.
We're talking tracking. Who was that question from, Tom?
Luke again.
Luke wants to know about tracking on Amazon. How do you know that your items are tracked or not?
Right. No, sorry, I haven't got anything to add on that.
Yeah, you pretty much don't know. But if it's something that you have sold before, you'll know if it's tracked or not. But try not to be too hung up on the tracking. It's not too much of an important. It's not the end of the world if it's not tracked. But at the end of the day, if it is tracked, make sure that gets to your customer as soon as.
Well, people will try it on with expensive items and say, I haven't received it.
I had 3 of them last week, and I'm like, are you bloody well kidding me? I've got a copy of your signature, and it's in your name, you idiot.
People will try it on with expensive items, but
yeah, obviously I didn't say that to the customer. I was like, oh, okay, well that's strange because it shows this, this, and this, and it's amazing how quickly they disappear when you send them the PDF of their signature.
Absolutely, but on cheaper items, they don't tend to try it on as much, so
they're not going to bother. So
on cheaper items.
Have we got anything else coming in?
What I would like to add, by the way, about the tracking as well, when the customers say they haven't received it and you know they have, I've started using this I just say to them that all our items are scanned with a GPS scanner on delivery. So ask your friends if they've got it. If not, I can get a copy of that and find out exactly where it was when it was delivered. That seems to scare a lot of them off.
Yeah, it's a very good tip, that.
Yeah, definitely.
And to be honest, if you have got tracking, most of it is GPS now anyway. I mean, that's why I sent to this guy, and it showed that it was on his doorstep.
Yeah, people will try it on. People will try and get a refund for non-delivery.
Yeah.
When you know full well they've got it.
Yeah, of course they have. So, have we got any other coming in? We're coming up on the hour, so have we got any more questions? People are going to have to be quick.
There's nothing on YouTube apart from David's comment about the UPS.
But clearly we have answered every single question anybody has, which is awesome.
Which is, I'm sure somebody must have more questions, but they're just not asking them.
Okay, well, yeah, that's fine. Some people, if you do think of a question, pop it in the pro group or Dynamic or My Allstars if you're members. Pop it in the pro group if you're sort of general, or get hold of one of us. If we've got time, I'm sure we can help you out.
Oh, we'll always help. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, right, let me stop sharing my screen.
Yes, please, Obi. Let's see your moose hat again.
Let me find it. Where is it?
Right,
I've got there. Hey!
Hey, there you are.
Look at that, and nobody screamed at me. My phone did not go off going, we can't see the slides. My Skype stayed silent. We did it.
So for any of you on here tonight that doesn't know Obi or has never heard of Obi, and there are surprisingly people that's never heard of Obi Under Money. Wow.
It's not a crime.
Obi is.
But if you haven't heard of me, then that means you haven't watched all of your pro training, which is naughty.
Obi is the voice of the UK. Obi is the dropship demon. She is the queen of DSD in the UK.
I'm just the one that
If you don't know Obi, then you haven't got a business. Come on.
No, I just get roped in because I'm the only one stupid enough to go, yeah, I'll help out. Well, it is. It's because I'm the only one of us that doesn't have a life.
Can't speak highly enough of you, Obi.
Ah, give over. Checks in the mail. So, has anybody got anything else to add on Christmas? I know that was quite, that was sort of, a slideshow that I put together. But have you guys got anything else to add to people that you wish you'd found out last Christmas?
I'll just refresh in YouTube and see what happens.
I don't know if you covered this already, but check your stock more than twice or 3 times or 4 times a day.
Oh yeah.
Actually, after Christmas, I found I only had to do it twice a day, and I'm like, oh, I don't get that. A minute ago, I was checking it like 10 times a day because it was just change constantly. Couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
You really have to be on the ball with that.
Once you hit December, you've got to kind of be there 5 times a day, really.
Yeah.
Stock levels and prices change within minutes.
Yeah, it just gets crazy. But again, don't get so hung up that at the tiniest. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Somebody messaging me. A lady called Melody messaging me about a room for the event, because I really do like to share with other people at the events. Not only does it knock the bill right off, but it's I get to meet so many brilliant people. I met some amazing people last year. It was the last event. It was so fun.
Absolutely, I loved your stories at the last event.
Oh, it was so funny.
I really wish I could have been there.
Steve Tanner, did you manage to get on? He was asking for the link. Just making sure we haven't got any other things that maybe somebody sent to me instead. But yeah, the events are brilliant.
I've got I really did love your story of the event, especially that bit about throwing tea bags at Hitesh.
He took it really well, actually. He's so sweet. He's not as tall as you think.
It was his birthday the other day, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. He's only little. He's only like 26.
I don't know. I thought he was much older than that. Not that he looks it, but his brain.
Oh my goodness!
He's got the brain of a 200-year-old man. He's absolutely.
Hitesh, it's like you have to forget that he's a human being because he's just not. He's just so smart, and he comes back with comebacks like that. He's just he's hilarious. He's so funny. He's one hell of a guy. Rachel is brilliant. So, yeah. So
I did put a note in our dynamic group that it was Hitesh's birthday.
It is, yeah. He doesn't really do.
Although he's not a member of our group, and he wouldn't have seen it.
Celebrations, the sort of the earthling things. He doesn't do that. He's too busy doing like Martian wizard stuff.
Hitesh is phenomenal. What a man.
So, have we got anything else that anybody wants to cover? Because it's nearly gin o'clock.
Yeah, well gone whiskey o'clock for me. There's no more questions on YouTube.
Brilliant. Nobody wants to know anything else. That's epic. We like that.
We've obviously covered everything.
Well, if you do think of something that you want to ask one of us, then I'm sure, if you ask politely and not at 2 o'clock in the morning, please, for the love of kittens, stop doing that. I'm sure one of us will be happy to get back to you and answer any questions if you think, yeah, that was it. And basically, I've had fun. I always have fun on these things.
And me, yeah.
With my little hat.
Especially with our silly hats, yeah.
This is the most awesome hat in the world.
It is, yeah. Plus my hat to shine.
That looks wrong. Don't do that with the legs. It looks so...
You like my hat?
There we go. Kerry's just messaged me. She said she's found a Santa toilet gift set on Amazon. Reckon I'm going to put it up for a laugh. Go for it.
Go for it, Kerry. Absolutely.
Secret Santas. They need
novelty items. Brilliant. They sell well. Novelty items. Brilliant.
What do you get for your cousin's husband that you've met 3 times? And you think his name's Brian, but you're not sure.
Yeah, exactly. You get him a novelty toilet set.
Yeah, or that weird worker that that weird co-worker in the next cubicle along, which you're pretty certain has been like stalking you stalking you. That's what you get them for Secret Santa. Either that or a note saying "Stop stalking me."
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. Go for it. Yeah.
I'd be terrible. I'd be horrible. I'd be stapling other people to things. So right, okay, so let's wrap this up because I want to drink. Lana, any last words of wisdom?
No, I think you've done pretty well there from what I've caught. Sorry for having to keep running off there, but no, I think you've covered it all.
Brilliant. Richard, our 10 before lunch man. That's not fair. Nicking all the sales.
Sorry, but I haven't had many since then. Yeah, I just want to say thank you to you, Obi, for taking the time to join us in this. And if anybody wants to rewatch, I think it's being recorded and
yeah, on the same link.
Yeah, I mean, rewatch the video, get some more tips off us. You have covered everything, and there's nothing I can really add. Like Mark said, you're the demon at this.
Yeah, it's if I've lived through 2 DS Christmases. If I can save somebody else from making a mistake that I made, and I've made them all. I didn't stop selling, I got myself in a tiz, I didn't take my listings down, I panicked, I didn't send things tracked, I used my Prime and I got my wrist slapped for it. I've made these mistakes. If I can stop somebody else from making these mistakes because I wear a stupid hat, then that is absolutely fine with me. If I can save your account from a ding because I wear an epic hat and because I can say to you, listen, you need to do this, then that's fine. I will give up all the time in the world if somebody else can turn around after Christmas and go, I made it through alive. Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
My download's just actually sent me a message on the phone saying he wants to sell Xboxes of all things. Don't do it anymore.
No.
Down line. No. What's his name, Richard?
His name's Daniel, but he's not actually on Facebook. He's just one that doesn't have Facebook.
Oh, Daniel, don't sell Xboxes.
No, Daniel.
Sell games. Don't sell things like that. For a start, anybody who starts selling, and I'll tell you this for now, anybody that comes onto eBay this time of year and starts selling mobile phones, computer games, consoles, DVD players and cameras, you are looking to have a massive target painted on your forehead. They will shut you down, or they will make you jump through so many hoops because that is a classic scam thing. Just don't do it. Just no. Don't sell anything like that. You shouldn't sell anything like that anyway, but at Christmas, don't. Just don't.
There's enough money to be made without risking your account. Don't do it.
I had a friend of mine who thought that, he wasn't going to pay the £12.50 for the training, and he started selling mobile phones. Yeah, he lasted 3 days before they shut him down. He thought, I don't need the DS training, I'm just going to drop ship mobiles because everybody wants mobiles. That was stupid. Just don't. Just don't risk it. It's just ridiculous. So, how about you, Tom? Any last words of advice?
I think just a case of get your listings up now, and people are out there. People are buying the stuff as at the moment, as I've just seen. That's not the first Christmas garland I've sold, so they are in Christmas shopping mode already. So just get it listed.
Horrible organised people that start early. I hate them. I like them buying, but I don't want to be one.
Yeah, I totally agree what Tom and Richard said. Richard and Tom have. Richard's obviously done brilliant with sales today. 10 before lunch. You can't knock that. Yeah, big round of applause for Richard.
Yay, go Richard.
A Christmas garland during the hangout, fantastic. If you haven't got Christmas listings up yet, get them on now. Get them on because people are buying.
Yeah, it's never too late. People are going to think, oh, like me, we're going to have to buy all of our Christmas stuff all over again because we got rid of it all because we didn't think we were still going to be in the UK. So, I have to go and find a Christmas tree now. Which
for those of you that don't know, Obi is moving to Florida.
I am. I'm moving abroad to be with my family. through my DS business. And we didn't think that we're still going to be here this Christmas. But the embassy are taking their own sweet time because they are a government organisation, which means that their clocks are set to Jupiter time, pretty much. When they say 3 weeks, they mean we'll get back to you possibly in 6 months if you're lucky and you pay us lots of money.
So we're all back in OB to take back the colonies.
Yeah, well, they're not doing it properly, are they?
They're not indeed.
They need tea bags and some firm speaking to. That's what they need.
They need Tetleys and PG tips.
It's no wonder I get stopped at customs every single time now, is it?
Yeah, that's just smuggling tea bags.
What's the tea bags? I'm coming into Dallas for the event, and I got put into secondary processing, and I'm like, Dallas, if this is the face of terror, you have a real problem.
People smuggling tea bags.
Yeah, if this is what you're trying to protect the Americans from, then go for it. I was wearing a little Kath Kidson dress.
You wasn't wearing your Christmas hat at the time, was you?
No, I didn't have my Christmas hat on. I think it was probably because I might have run over the tail of one of the sniffer beagles with my bag. I'm pretty certain that's why I got put through into secondary process. Seriously, I'm wearing a flowery dress and sunglasses. I'm like 5 foot nothing. I'm tired. You are standing between me and a really good steak. You just need to not do this now. But I got there, luckily, and Matthew Parr, who is a brilliant de-esser out in the States, he was. We were going to the hotel together, and he hung around for like 2 hours for me, waiting for me, because he was brilliant.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. If you're not sure about going to the event 'cause you don't know anybody, then you're going to meet so many people. So go for it. I'm going.
Make some top names. So
you could walk around the room and pretend not to know me. You're like, no, I'm not from Britain. What makes you think that? I'm not with her.
You also can have the chance to throw tea bags at Hitesh.
Oh, he takes it really well. He doesn't hardly cry or anything.
Hitesh loves tea.
So right then, guys, we've been going for 1 hour and 20, so I think maybe we need to wrap up. So hopefully everybody has had a good time. I've had a good time. I always have a good time.
Great time. Thank you.
So back to you then, Mark. Wrap us up.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. I'm Mark, and as you know, Obi is the queen of DSD. Brilliant. Can't speak highly enough. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed it.
And the others, big up the others too.
Hey, Richard, Tom, Lana, of course, absolutely wonderful people, and they've all been there and done it. So, any more questions you've got that you couldn't get onto tonight, maybe you couldn't get on live, you watch the recording, just message us and we'll help you. Absolutely fine. Thank you. And that's it, guys. Good night.